then I choose you.
Be cool, baby, okay?
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man, come here.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now, we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick.
One of the most lethal receiving groups in the entire NFL. He has been a difference maker. Please welcome Eagles on the road, wide receiver, AJ Brown. Hey, how about these? Football team. Without you guys, we just want to tell you, man, we love you. We support y'all. We thank y'all so much, man. They said I was a diva. They said, look, one thing you get right. I'm a bucket.
Hey, what you say? It's KMGD on Blue Sky. This is Thanks for Asking, episode 361. I'm back. Sorry for the delay, but I had to let history play out so I could come and have something to talk to y'all about. That clip, it's a little unclear. I cleaned it up as much as I can. I don't know, I couldn't get it no clearer, but if you didn't catch the end, AJ said you can call me whatever you want, but you gotta call me your motherfucking champion. And you have to call the Philadelphia Eagles 2-time now Super Bowl champions. We beat the fuck out of the Chiefs. And anybody that's been watching football all year should not have been surprised. Listen, man, people talk shit about Eagles fans. We not this, we not that. We this, we that. Like I said last week, I think we are some of the most knowledgeable, realistic, and best fans in football because we don't jump out the window. When we think we got a shot at the Super Bowl, it's because we see the team on the field is fucking amazing. And people got on us last year because of how we reacted to the collapse and fired Sirianni. And this year, the reason we were doing that is because we knew that this team, when they play to their potential, without dumbass plays, without overthinking it, without trying to do too fucking much, just do what you do. You are an elite team and you can beat anybody in football. You are the best team in football. I don't give a fuck about no Ravens. I don't give a fuck about no Chiefs. I don't give a fuck about no Lions. No Niners. None of them. We knew that team that Howie Roseman put together was the best team in football. There was no stopping us, particularly once we got Saquon. We knew from that first game. So when we start doing dumb shit, and I mean, look, honestly, and if you watched us all season, we should be undefeated. Saquon dropped the pass early in the season. We lost that game. Was it Devonta or was it AJ? I believe it was Devonta Smith dropped another pass that was going to put us ahead. We would have won that game. We dropped one to Washington, went up 14-0 on Washington. Jalen came out with the concussion. They went on to win that game. And I just want to say, for all of y'all that thought Washington was going to beat us in the playoffs, that game is how you should have knew what was going to happen. Because we were up 14-0 and driving. I think Jalen got hurt on, he was on the 10-15 yard line. We was about to score again when he got hurt. Maybe the 30. We were driving. We were about to score again. So it just... This is really why I can't listen to a lot, no sports commentary, I can't listen to it because I realized that, and maybe it was always this way, but I just didn't notice. I realized it's just a bunch of dudes who never made no sports teams talking shit and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They've been calling everybody this year to beat the Eagles. Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball. I don't know where you've been at since the last Super Bowl that we went to, that we lost at the last second on a fucking bullshit pass interference call by 3 points. If you think Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, even Terry Bradshaw in that Super Bowl appearance said that he said he really had a lot of respect for Jalen Hurts because he had some throwing problems, and unlike most quarterbacks who will just keep a Carson Wentz or I don't know, some of these other Kirk Cousins, some of these other players, not really Kirk Cousins. He was just like some quarterbacks won't ever try. Donovan McNabb, they won't do what they need to do to prove that. He was like, but Jalen went out to the West Coast. If you don't know this, Jalen Hurts went out to the West Coast and worked with those quarterback coaches because you know the West Coast, the Pac-12, that's known for producing quarterbacks, and he worked with them to get his throwing game better. And so it's just like, personally, what I think. This is what I personally think. I think a lot of these dudes are jealous of Jalen Hurts because all the women like him. He's an attractive guy. He's a quarterback. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He doesn't play the game like he's an old soul. And I mean, we got on him sometimes. That's just his personality. The dude is laid back. He's like, look, you know, when he's excited, he talk the same. When we win, he talking that same mellow voice. When we lose, he's talking that same mellow voice. I think that he's a little bit more animated on the sidelines now, and I think that he needed that because I don't know. I just think that last season, who knows? I think last season he might have been he definitely was battling terrible coaching, and he might have been battling some injury, but I just think it's, you know, you gotta be the leader on the sideline sometimes. So he's worked on that definitely this year, and it might just be because, you know, he got the players he liked, he got the coaches he liked. Maybe people stop, you know, getting in his way and is listening to what the players want to do. But this is the best Eagles team that I think ever. People that are older than me say this is the best Eagles team ever. It's the best Eagles team that I can remember. The only one I can remember being close to it but did not win a Super Bowl was way back in the Buddy Ryan days when we had Reggie White. That defense, I can't remember all the people. Jerome Brown, I can't remember all the people that's on that defense. But that defense was a hold you to 0 points defense as well. And I think they got rid of Buddy Ryan a little bit too soon. I think had they given Buddy Ryan maybe 1 or 2 seasons, we might have 3 Super Bowls now instead of 2. But we'll see. And we all know if Jonathan McNabb ain't throw his fucking guts up at the last Super Bowl he went to, shit, we might even have, this might be our fucking 4th. Who knows? But this is absolutely the best Eagles team I have seen in my lifetime. We absolutely demolished the Chiefs, which should have been no surprise. The Chiefs are getting bailed out in several games this year. I feel like they got bailed out to go to the Super Bowl. I feel like that 4th down conversion that the Bills did, that Josh Allen did, was clear on TV, that ball was across, that broke the barrier, that 4th-yard line, and they should have gave them, but they called it short. I think that was bullshit. We were better than the Chiefs at every position except arguably quarterback. Every position. The Chiefs clearly were like y'all hadn't been. It was just. I don't know how. Like I said, you can't be watching the games. You must just be perusing through them, because there was this notion that if you just stop Saquon Barkley, that you could beat the Eagles. I don't understand where that comes from, because the whole point of our team is you can't just stop one facet. If you stop the run, we have at least 2 elite receivers. You can't stop the run because at some point Saquon's gonna break one, and even if he doesn't break one, if you focus on him, our receivers are gonna run wild, which they did. How many fucking touchdowns did Jalen throw? He threw one to AJ. He threw one to Devonta. He threw one to. Did he throw one to Dallas? Not sure if he threw a touchdown to Dallas. He threw one to Calcaterra, I think. Then we had we capitalized on every turnover we had, because when people said we had the number 1 defense, I think people thought that was a joke. I think people thought that was hyperbole. I think people thought that was not. Y'all ain't been paying attention. The Eagles held the Ravens to 13 points. The Ravens been putting 40, 30 points up on people. I think the highest point total we had on us all year was from the Commanders. They got 23, and that's after we took the starters out. Chiefs, they only scored that 23 after we took our starters out. Matter of fact, that last touchdown Patrick threw was on like the 3rd string safeties, and the game was already over. I didn't give a fuck. So that defense we have the best offensive line in football. We have the best defensive. Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. That man takes 2 and 3 teams, and he still comes through. And when he's taking 2 and 3 teams, that means all the rest of our line is just smashing through. Patrick Mahomes spent his whole night on his back, and everybody talking about Patrick had a bad game. Yes, he had a bad game because he had a defense that he was not prepared for and could not do a fucking thing with, because the Chiefs only prepared to shut down Saquon Barkley, which they did. Saquon did not have a great game. He broke like a couple, but again, we're a balanced breakfast. I don't know how you could watch that team and think all you had to do was shut down Saquon. Hurts is a threat to run, which he did many times, and I've seen for y'all to be so on the Chiefs' dick like y'all were. I've seen teams play Jalen better than Hurts did. The Rams played Hurts because if you let Hurts step up out the pocket, he's gone. The way to sorry, y'all. The way to neutralize Hurts' run is to not let him is to basically, as a defensive lineman, not get behind him. You have to keep him in front of. If you turn the corner and now you try to sack Hurts from behind, or you pass his line of scrimmage and he sees that there's a lane, he's gone. So I saw the Rams play him pretty good. I saw the Packers. A lot of teams realize that, like, oh, we can't, the best way to contain him is to not let him step up. The Chiefs let him step up all night. So I don't know what kind of tape y'all was. I really think the Chiefs just really went in there thinking we the Chiefs and we gonna get this 3P. We Patrick Mahomes. We come back and we not the comeback on team, baby. Ask the Patriots. We not the comeback on team. Y'all came out there. I think it was first of all. Let's talk about how going into the fourth quarter, the Kansas City Chiefs had 6 American points and had not even crossed into the Eagles' side of the field. Well into the fourth quarter. It was a demolishing. We killed them. They beat us on no spot on that field that they beat us. Travis Kelce was covered, couldn't get nothing. Patrick Mahomes getting sacked 3, 4, 5 times and nothing. We were a better team, and I've been telling y'all that all season. I was not worried about the Chiefs at all. The only thing I was worried about was the referees, and when they called that bullshit on AJ, I was like, oh, here they go. But the Eagles understood that they couldn't put it in the refs' hands. We got to blow these. I had no doubts. Because I had been watching football all season. I've been seeing them fraud-ass Chiefs get bailed out by the refs at least 4 games. The Buffalo game, 2 other games. What's the early game I watched? It was earlier in the season. They be getting, but their record really should have been like 8-9, 9-8. Honestly, they got bailed out of a lot of fucking games. So I was not worried about them. I knew they had nothing for us on that field. And I knew when we went up 17-0, they were not coming back because there was nothing in the game to that point that indicated that they could come back. They had figured out nothing on that defense. Cooper DeJean got an interception. We got a fumble. We strip sack. They had not figured out anything on the defense. So I was like, as long as we keep our foot on the pedal and don't go into that prevents defense, which Vic Fangio, thank the Lord, do not believe in, they're not coming back on us because they don't have nothing to come back us on. They have not stopped anything that we try to do. Nothing. Every time we got the ball, we did what we wanted. And now we are 2-time Super Bowl champs. They picking us to win the Super Bowl. Now, listen, again, as an Eagles fan, I'm totally realistic. Each season, you got to start over. So I'm sure, I'm sure the team that won a Super Bowl the previous year usually goes in the favor. But hey, it's a whole new season. You lose your OCs, you lose coaches. You got to refigure stuff out. So, I mean, do I think we have the potential to repeat? Absolutely. But, from season to season, you never know. So we'll have to see. You know what I mean? But we'll see. But we definitely the team to beat. I will say that. We definitely the team to beat. You got to figure it out. And nobody has thus far. Howie Roseman is the best general manager in football. And he hasn't failed us yet. And he got another offseason to work. So, somehow I don't know. He's just really good at what he does. He drafts excellently. And he works free agency very well. So Fly, Eagles, fly. Man, it feels so. The first one felt amazing just because we was tired of hearing it. This one feels like, honestly, it feels like we came for our things. I feel like we got cheated. I understand that was a pass interference. I just don't think you call that at the end of the Super Bowl to end the Super Bowl. I think you let them play. If we drive and we don't score, then they win it. I feel like we were cheated. I feel like this time we came for our things. We're not leaving. Okay, that's where y'all want to play. All right, we're not leaving this game up to the refs because y'all robbed us. So we coming in today. We coming in to make a statement. And woo, and in New Orleans, oh my God! And so in New Orleans, the halftime show was Kendrick Lamar. Now I'm not even going to comment on all the. I didn't get it. I don't understand. If you didn't get that performance, then the performance wasn't for you. That's the thing about black people in this country. Way we have always had to move in this country is we have always been a people that from slavery times. What y'all call Ebonics or what you call AAV, African American Vernacular English. We have all. That's all things that we have done to be able to communicate and keep our culture and keep our business to ourselves right in the face of the white folks. We have always had to do that. We starting to lose it now, and I think that's part of the problem, but we have always been able to get our message out to ourselves right in the white folks' faces, and they never pick up on it because, number one, they don't pay attention to anything that's not them, and they think we're stupid. They don't think we have culture, a lot of them, and they just don't think that we could ever have anything going on that they're not tuned into. And that used to be the way for a long time, and shit started going left with these new blacks that want to invite everybody to cook out and want to be the Negro splainers, and that's why we losing stuff, because we don't know how to keep our business our business. So if you didn't get that Kendrick, you didn't get what he was doing in that performance, then it wasn't for you, and you not like us, because black people, African American people, and quite a few white people too. I mean, honestly, you got to be kind of like a dummy to really not understand what that was. So, it was he was sending a message. He was sending a message. If you saw that and thought that was patriotic, it wasn't for you, because that's not what that was. That's not what that was at all. It was amazing. I mean, Drake took another L, and that little nigga looked right in on that camera and said, "Hey, Drake." I said, "Oh my God, like, dog, how many times can you lose?" Should have left that little short black man alone. I'll tell you, he wasn't quite short as Kendrick. My dad was probably like 5'8", 5'9", not very tall. I told y'all, short black men are the pet. Don't fuck with them, because everybody comes for them with their height. I'm sure Kendrick then got picked on his whole because he's short, and they just not with it. They just not with the bullshit. They will let you know so that you don't never do it again. So, y'all bought out the Celine bell bottoms. They called them flares. Those are not flares. Those are bell bottoms. God bless y'all. I'm not wearing them pants. I think they're ugly as hell. I'm so sorry. I like fashions, but I'm not one of people to jump on every trend if I don't like it. Flare jeans, flare / boot cut. I could deal with that, because boot cut that's not something that ever went out of style. Like, you could always wear a boot cut jean. It's just that it's coming back now. I guess it's as opposed to the skinny jeans that were in, thank the Lord. But a boot cut is never been out of style. It's in the rotation. Bell bottoms, I'm not doing it. Y'all got it. I feel like everything that, it's been a minute now, everything that needed to be said about the Grammys been said. I really enjoyed it. It was the most viewed. It beat Michael Jackson out by a little bit, which I think is another reason a lot of y'all talking about, oh, I don't really know him that well. His catalog not that deep. Y'all sound stupid. It's like, okay, maybe you don't know him, but Kendrick is a big fucking deal. Kendrick got a Nobel, what's it called? A Nobel Prize. He got all these Grammys. I mean, he has, in my opinion, a classic hip hop album, one of the top 10 hip hop albums of all time, in my opinion, which was Good Kid, Mad City. Now I'll be the first one to say, main reason I like Euphoria and not like Us and this beef with Drake, because he got back to rapping hip hop with woke Kendrick. That Pimple Butterfly, I know y'all love it. Even Mr. Morale, like half of it I fuck with, the other half I just didn't. Like I don't want to hear that woke shit. I don't want to hear the rappy rap. Please, just hit me with some good storytelling, some lyrics, keep it entertaining. I'm just past the age where I'm getting my knowledge, quote fingers knowledge from rappers. 14, 15, 16, sure. That was the shit to do. You listen to the rap lyrics, you dissect, oh, he talking about the gods and the earth, blah blah blah, sure. I'm way grown now. I'm not getting no knowledge from rappers. So no thank you. You can be creative. This is another thing I feel like we lost recently. I'm not quite sure when. Probably when this Trump dumb shit started. You could be creative and subversive and deep without being ridiculous, like without being fake intellectual, without being fake smart. You know, Slick Rick, children's story. If you listen to children's story, it's a lot going on in that story culturally. Dave the dope fiend shooting dope and ran over and the guy gets shot by the cops. It's a lot of shit going on in that song that is culturally relevant, but it's entertaining. It's a story. It's not trying to be deep. And I feel like we lost that. Like rappers back in the day, Nas, you know, you could tell a story, you could be socially conscious without being fucking, what's the word? Like exhausting. You know? And so that's why I just don't really I can't really with the woke rap. Just rap. Just hit me with some lyrics, some dope storytelling, and weave it in like that, you know. And that's why I like Euphoria. That's exactly what, you know. Euphoria is a diss track, and if you listen, I re-listened to Euphoria recently, like right before, I think right after the Grammys. I just re-listened to Euphoria because I recall Not Like Us is the dance tune, but I remember when the beat first started, I remember listening to Euphoria and just like, oh my God, like this nigga. And then listening to Meet the Grams when he said Dear Adonis, that's when I was like, oh, nigga, you, because y'all know as black people, probably as white people too, or whoever, bringing up somebody kids. But Drake started it. But when you start, the whole song is addressed to his son. I was like, oh my God, this man is crazy. And he's a Gemini, so tracks. But Euphoria, I know we all like Not Like Us, but if you listen to Euphoria, that is a complete, a rapid, what they call Elon's rapid disassembly of everything. Actually, it's not rapid. It is a complete destruction, disassembly, beat down, breakdown. What they call that shit in cooking? When they take the dish apart. What's that called? Deconstruction. I said it already. Of Aubrey Graham. I mean, just listen to that song, because there's a lot of people not like who think Not Like Us is for blacks people and it's for the culture, but it's more for the culture. Yes, we're talking about, it's black Americans because Aubrey is Canadian, and it is our culture that he is trying to make himself a part of. And that's not so much the issue, because he is half black. The issue is you're trying to make yourself a part of it fake. It's not authentic. Black people know when somebody is authentic. And Drake just, I've never been a Drake fan. I've said this before. Drake has a few songs that I enjoyed. But for Marvin's Room, I thought the dude was a bitch, because everybody's like Marvin's Room, and I was like, this is what we doing now? First of all, this R&B shit is not rap. Second of all, I just thought, dude, when we grew up, dudes like Drake were cornballs. They were herbs. To call some girl when you know her boyfriend is not there, to try to talk to her, oh, that nigga, that's cornball shit to us. Like, so I've thought he was corny since then, and I thought people that liked him were corny, because what kind of shit is that? That's that do shit. Y'all do that shit. We didn't come up like that. Like, that's whack. That'll get you socked in your jaw. Like, nigga, you a bitch. Like, if you want, you know what I mean? Like, step to me about my girl. Don't do that clown shit, right? So never liked Drake, but I'm not gonna act like he didn't have some songs I like. He did. But I just never been a big fan, and I have not liked anything he's made since Views from the Six. I thought that album was terrible. The last album he made that I liked was the one with Hotline Bling and what was this, the One Dance, whatever that album was. That's the last one that I've liked. I think everything else has been terrible. For all the dogs, garbage. Um, and I think that I think that Kendrick kind of broke the spell for a lot of people, but I mean, Drake still has a stance, but I think for the people who probably thought, because I was one of them, like, I wasn't a Drake stan, but I was like, he's corny, but he ain't hurting nobody. Like, he's a corny dude. He knows he's corny. It's working for him. It's when I realized that he didn't know he was corny. When he really thought he was that dude with this Kendrick beef. Like, when he really thought he was on, oh no, and you're not real is what Not Like Us is about. So yes, it is talking about black people, but what it's talking about is culture. Black people have a culture, and Drake, the way you move, you're not a part of it. Like when you rap something about people being slaves, and you just let us know that you're not what you pretend to be, because nobody black would ever say that. Nobody black would ever say a line like that. We don't That's something a white guy would say. Black people is certain things that you wouldn't say something like that if you black. If you black, you know what I'm saying. If you white, I'm sorry, I can't explain. But it'd be like a Jewish person saying something like, "Oh, every time you turn around, y'all claiming the Holocaust." Huh? Like, we don't say shit like, you know what I mean? Like, a Jewish person would never say that. Like, they just would never say that. So it's like that. So I just enjoyed I feel like the conversation to me got somewhat annoying because people kept putting it on Drake, and I get it, he called Drake out, but I don't really think ultimately it was really about Drake. It was about Drake who, as a symbol for a lot of what's going on in hip hop and music nowadays. We have a lot of people that are not of our culture, not in our culture, don't even necessarily like our culture or revere our culture beyond if it can make them look cool and make them make some money in our culture. That's what it's. You not like us, dude. Like, get out of here. Like, this is our shit. You're an outsider trying to come in, in Philly, we call it being Joe. You coming in being real Joe, trying to, like, you down, like, you not down with us. You ain't one shooting in the gym with us. You're not from around here. You ain't from the hood. You don't walk to the corner store. You a suburban kid trying to come out here. That's what it was about. And I don't take it no deeper than that. Like, I loved it because it's been putting a finger on something that a lot of us have been saying about. DMX came out from first thing, and I don't like Drake. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like the way he walk. I don't like the way he talk. I don't like his voice. That's what he was trying to say. Like, dude, we don't know where you from, where that's cool at, where they do that at, but not around here. You not like us. So that's all I gotta say on that. I don't really want to get too deep on it. I feel like people going way too deep on it. I think Drake said Kendrick's name. Kendrick was like, "Oh no, nigga, you not about no, we not on no level, and I can't stand you." But I wasn't gonna say nothing. But since you started, let's go. The Grammys. I think this past Grammy is one of the better Grammys that we've had in a very long time. I thought it was great. I thought all the performances were great. Y'all get on Cynthia Erivo. I know what the controversy is. I don't know. I'm just whatever on her. But she's extremely talented. You ain't gotta like that lady, but that lady sang the fuck out of "Fly Me to the Moon," and that's my favorite Sinatra song of all time. And she's just talented. Now I heard that she did it in Wicked too. I'm not a Broadway musical person. I will never probably watch Wicked unless it's just on the TV one day. I'm just not into it. I trust you. I believe y'all's good. I'm just not a musical person. But I heard she was really good in that. But, she got dragged because she did the Aretha bio. It was actually very, very good. It was extremely good. I mean, she's very, very talented lady, and she sang that shit down. Okay, y'all didn't like Janelle Monáe. Some of y'all didn't like Janelle Monáe. I didn't have a problem with Janelle Monáe because to me, y'all acted like she was doing a Michael Jackson tribute, and for it was a Quincy Jones tribute. It was people singing songs that Quincy Jones has produced or arranged, so it was fine. Like, I don't know what y'all wanted her to do. Like, what was she supposed to do to make it better? It was a Quincy tribute. So, and she came out to do Michael Jackson. I'm trying to think, maybe Usher, but I guess Usher wasn't there or wasn't available. I don't know. But other than that, I'm like, who else would it have been? They don't invite Chris Brown or nothing. So it was fine to me. Like, I thought she did a good job. And I mean, I didn't see what the controversy was with her. Gaga came through with the video for her new song Abracadabra. Gaga said, "Look, that Joker movie might have flopped, but this album will not. I'm back, bitch, and it's all me, and I can't wait." I love Weirdo Gaga. I love Theater Kid, dipping deep into her Theater Kid bag. Gaga loved it. I liked the performance she did with Bruno. I don't really like that song. I tried to get into it, I just don't. But I love that she's dipping back into her weirdo phase. I like artists to be artists. That's why I like Doja Cat. That's why I like Doechii. I like artists who are art. Yo, I'm a creative person. I do this. I'm into this makeup. I'm into this weirdo shit. I'm gonna give you shit. Like, I know some people don't like that, but I do. Like, okay, you up there singing with you. That's nice, but I like art. I'm an 80s kid. When that was the norm. That was the norm. 90s, that was the norm. People came out there being their weird self and it was fly. So that's what I'm used to. So that's what I like. With Chapel Roan, we getting back to talent. We getting back to development. And we'll see. I might be getting excited about music again because I really lately have not, with all this AI and bullshit. Like, man, can we talk about something creative? Can we talk about fly shit? Can we talk about dope shit? Can we talk about what the kids are blasting out the car windows? I don't want to hear this AI nonsense, but maybe it's coming back. I know that y'all want me to talk about this political shit, but I told y'all I have not. I mean, I'm not, because I can't. I can't just be on here. Look, what's going to be. I honestly, I don't have a very, I'm trying to stay hopeful, but I'm not, because I think that I think it's over. I don't mean to be pessimistic. I'm not saying we're not going to fight back. Shit. We fought for 250 years just to get free. So, I mean, we're never going to stop, but I don't think this is going to be a quick reset. I think the day to fight off fascism and probably the next war that's going to break out was November 5th, and we failed, and we're not getting this back because I just don't see, like, the Republican Party is just sitting back and allowing this. It's a Vladimir Putin operation. They are turning us into a communist regime with all this backing out of it. It's everything that Hillary Clinton said Putin tried to accomplish, he has accomplished. Basically, we've been defeated. We have been defeated. Whatever next war breaks out, we're going to be on the wrong side and we're going to lose it because our enemies, our allies now suck. America's never going to be the same. I don't know when we recover from this, if we recover from this, but America as we knew it, we're not getting it back. We'll see if there's midterm elections. I really think that people are seriously not understanding what is going on right now. This man is not going to leave. It's not about, is he going to run again? He's just not going to leave. He's just not going to leave. So, unless I see something, I want to believe that there's something going on in the background, and there may be, because some people that you would expect to hear from have been somewhat quiet. They could just be quiet because they're minding their business, but the Kamala Harris that I know, the prosecutor that I know, said stand by. And so I will say this, if there is something going on, if maybe Europe, because they're not just doing this here, they've been doing it other places, and if maybe somebody else outside of the United States has some evidence of something, she would be a good person to give it to, and because she would know what to do with it. But I don't know. I have a hard time feeling like that's going on, but it could be. AOC has pointed to that there are things going on behind the scenes. They can't tell us everything. I hope so, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But I don't know. I can't. I did my part. We all did. Black people, we did our part. We told you what was going to happen. We told, and you don't you ignored it. thought it was a game. Y'all think this con man is so, I don't know what your fascination with him is. And so you fucked it up. And your children's lives are going to be worse than any of our lives have ever been. Your daughter's rights are gonna have less rights than any of us have ever had. You're not gonna have Social Security. They firing from your federal jobs. They're taking your pensions. Like, I don't, and it's not like, it ain't even like I told you so. It's just like what did y'all expect? I mean, you voted for a guy. You want to talk about dim messaging? You voted for a guy who gave you nothing, who couldn't even hold a coherent sentence. Talking about people eating cats and dogs. Like, this is who you voted for. So I look. We don't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. It sucks for everybody. I just pray that my people are covered, and the people that did the right thing are covered. And I pray. Every night I say, God, these people that voted for these bad things to happen to these other people, please let it happen to them tenfold and only them. Please protect everybody else as much as you can, because that's how I feel. That is exactly how I feel. Because now everybody's shocked. They didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. You voted for this. You didn't vote for it to happen to you. But we told you that that man does not give a fuck about you, and he's telling you directly to your face that he does not give a fuck about you. But you are so worried about, oh, he's getting rid of the illegals. Illegal immigration don't have, I guarantee you, don't touch your life in any way. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not out of control. I'm not saying that it's had to be addressed, but for people who get up every day and go to work at Walmart or down to the, I don't know, the government office in Topeka, Kansas, for y'all to be acting like illegal immigration is it's just ridiculous. It has no impact on your life, none at all. The what, you don't like seeing them in the whole Home Depot parking lot? How does that justify voting for a fucking dictator? Like, it's just so stupid to me. And I'm tired of people talking about dim messaging, because there's no messaging that can break through people who just refuse to hear. There's no messaging that's going to break through that, because anytime that people are saying that Kamala, the only one who had any kind of messaging whatsoever, just didn't have a message, but Trump did. Like, it's not messaging. And I don't know. I'm just not going to keep talking about it. So sorry. So the only other thing I want to say, and I forgot to tell y'all, this is not going to be this long at the beginning, but it's not going to be that long. I just want to get y'all one out. The only other thing, two things. I'm tired of the snow and the rain. It's been snowing and raining for 30 days and 30 nights. I am tired of it. Now, I understand if y'all recall, we had a very long summer. It was like 67 degrees well into October. So I guess this is just what we get on the back end. However, I'm still tired of it regardless. Like, it's enough already. Okay? Um, let's see. The last thing I wanted to do, I realized I haven't told y'all things I've been watching in a while. I don't know, like, lately TV has not been doing it for me. Like, I don't have no. I know y'all watching Paradise. I have tried to get into that. It's just not for me. I don't know, my taste in thrillers and stuff like that. If you starting out with a premise that I don't think is realistic, I'm not gonna be able to get into it. I do want to shout out to Kaylani and what's it, Quan video. So I have watched that thing a million gazillion times. I don't like the song. I will say it's Quan's song. Kaylani's the feature. I don't like the song, but them two kiss at the end, and I don't know. It just something about Kaylani, and people was trying to say they go together. She put up on Instagram, she was like, I am single, I have been single, I probably will be single. Like, don't get it twisted, that was just the video. I'm good at what I do, bitch, right? But it was just, they was kissing, and I was like, man, this is the lesbian content that I need, because we've been kind of short on it, and who knows, they might outlaw, who knows what's going to happen, but I have watched that video a million times. I don't like the song, though, which is disappointing, because Kaylani just dropped her mixtape, which is dope, and Crash, which is one of her best albums, so her music is this, she got nominated for Grammys and everything, good, but that song, I don't know, I kind of almost feel like you wasted the Kalani feature, because I just don't think the song was great. But sorry for snoring y'all here. I got trying to get over this little cold I had. I still got this like irritation in my throat. Anyway, Quan is KWN, is a lesbian artist. I had heard of her before. She kind of gives to me a little low budget 070 shape, kind of that similar sound, but not as, I think 070 shape is actually pretty dope. It's not at that level. But yeah, like check out the video. It's on YouTube. It's very good if you like the bull dagger and the homosexuals activities. It's very good. Um yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like I said, not a lot going. Happy Valentine's Day. The reason this was delayed is because me and my wife did a little kind of staycation, bopping and bipping around locally. Cause wasn't nobody really trying to get on a plane besides her getting here with this all this shit going on. So, that's why I haven't didn't drop it before now because we was occupied. But here y'all go. But happy Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, whatever. I had a good one. Um, and it was cool. And yeah, sorry for the delay again. This one is a little short, but I think I said everything I wanted to say. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna still drop one. I just don't know, like it might not necessarily be on the same day of the week because my schedule just don't move like that no more. But I will definitely keep dropping these regular intervals, and I will let y'all know before I drop them that it's being dropped. All right. Thanks for listening. Just thanks for asking. Um, Appreciate y'all hanging there with me. Appreciate y'all hitting me up, wanting to hear it. I'm glad y'all still interested. Like me, rate me, tell a friend. See y'all next week. Fly, Eagles, fly. Peace.